go with the flow. Yes. So let's do this today. I'm going to actually share in how I work with my own experience. And for most of us on the path, we've probably played this game where we are mindful of what's within us. We kind of like this step back into this place of being a witness, and we witness what's happening in the body. And there's this other way that some teachers talk about it, where they say, okay, let's stop and let's do a check-in right now. Like let's just check in and see, like, how am I feeling? And I want to offer something a little different. It's the gift of Kundalini, the gift of spiritual awakening, is inviting you to live as the silence, to live as the spaciousness, the peace, the radiance. And so with Spirituality 101 here, the first thing that we are doing is we are stepping out of ego, and we are stepping into that which is awake and aware fundamentally. And I want you to imagine doing this once and then staying here forever. So when we check in, basically what we're doing is like we're going in and out of ego, we're going in and out of our spiritual sense of self, and we divide ourselves into these two beings, the spiritual being and the divine being, the witness and the human self. What this path of spirituality is inviting you to do is to be one person, one being, without any walls. Without any walls. And so this is radically healing. It's a radically different type of life, is what Kundalini is wanting from you, for you, and then I will say as you. Sorry, looks like everyone's kind of showing up a little bit late today. I'm having to press a lot of buttons here. The way most everyone relates to Kundalini is they relate to it as an outside force. And as long as Kundalini is an outside force, you'll be missing the point. The point of this whole experience of spiritual awakening is that you are the space. You are that which is awake and aware. You are the light. You are the Kundalini. It is you. You are it. Now there's me, and then there's Kundalini. Now in the beginning, it seems that way, and so we can play with that, developmentally. At first it seems that way. But in the end, I am this energy. Say the whole thing differently. I am that, like all of that, all of what is here, the entirety. So one of the things that's helpful, again, because I want us to start where you are, and I'll just give you all a little bit of slack here and say, okay, probably not everyone in the group is fully enlightened yogi. And so the first fundamental step is the willingness for you to step into your being, your presence, and just acknowledge, I am this. I am this presence. I am this presence. And so from this place of presence, I invite you all just to stay here forever. I really want you to hear this, to stay in presence forever. If you want to be awake, this is what's required. Is for you to, if you're an egoic consciousness, just notice, like, is there a sense of being here? Yes. How about I step into that and just be that? And look from the eyes of being. Look from the eyes of that which is awake and aware. And now from this space of being awake and aware, you can notice in your body, and we can all play this game right now. You can close your eyes and just notice in your body, where is there tension? And I want you to imagine this. Anywhere there's a tension, like tension, stress, contraction, that simply means there's some level of veiling there. There's something here covering the full manifestation of your divinity. And because your being, because your presence is naturally already compassionate, and we invite this compassion just naturally begins to flow into the tension, the stress, the blockage. And we just gently ask our human body, what do you need? What do you need? And again, if you have that divided feeling in relationship to Kundalini, that Kundalini is an outside force, which it's not, but we'll just play along. If you just, and you see this force of Kundalini, if you ask the Kundalini, what do you need? And so this compassionate presence that you are naturally listens. Naturally listens. Naturally gives. That which is needed. And so all day long, we are doing this. We are open and we are awake. And we listen in the body. We are awake to what's in the body. And so sometimes the body is inviting you to soften. I would say probably almost always, given the amount of stress that we live in. The body is inviting us to relax. So if there's heaviness in the heart, if we have armor around our heart, can we relax that armor? If there's gripping in the solar plexus or the belly, can we relax the grip and trust? If there's energy that wants to flow, we soften, we open, and we let it flow. We let it flow. If we hear the word forgiveness within ourselves, We forgive, whether it's ourselves or another, we forgive. If we feel fear or some type of emotion, we breathe into the fear, we breathe into the emotion. We soften around it, and we stay rooted in our being. So your being never is fearful, never is agitated, never is overwhelmed. And your ego or your body may feel fear, may feel overwhelmed, but this presence of your being is always silent. It's always spacious. It's always free. This presence never dies. This presence is always divine. You don't have to do anything to become divine. What you fundamentally are is divinity. And so again, from this space of beingness, we listen and we acknowledge that there may be fear here in the body, there may be trauma in the body, maybe heartache in the body. And because your beingness, your presence is love, literally. The source of love, literally. Because of this, because there's no shortage of love, we can embrace whatever is here. We can allow whatever is here. We can let whatever is here that wants to flow, we can let it flow. Again, whether there's lots of energy, we can let it flow, and the body may scream, I'm being overwhelmed. But the presence just silently notices. Lots of feelings, lots of sensations, but nothing is overwhelmed. Even if tears come, even if shaking comes, there's something that is not overwhelmed. There's something here that is quiet, awake, and sane. Something that is here that is undivided. And again, we're breathing, we're feeling, we're listening. And the practice, if there is a practice here, is to listen to what's here, which feels out of alignment, outside of truth, which is suffering. And we simply soften around that. We simply soften around that. And so feeling throughout the entirety of your body and just asking a compassionate question, where can I soften? Where can I let go? Where could I trust? Where can I soften? Where can I let go? Where can I trust? What's here that's needing to be embraced and held? And so generally speaking, Kundalini energy wants to flow right through the central channel. And if there's any symptom, any difficulty, any blockage, we breathe into that. We soften in that area. If we need to cry, we cry. If we need to shake, we shake. It's all welcome here. All of your humanity is welcome. All of your divinity is welcome. The more we welcome what's here, the more we begin to see that everything is made of the same substance. Your human self is made out of divinity. If you become real intimate, deeply intimate with pain, with struggle, and you feel into it energetically, you'll see it's all made of light and not to be feared. It's all made of energy. And what does energy want? It just wants to flow. What does being want? It just wants to flow. What does pressure want? It just wants to flow. It just wants to flow. So sometimes if we allow ourselves to be radically simple, we see this spiritual path is just this. You stepping into the quiet, immense presence of your own being. And allowing whatever's here to be here. Intimately listening to what's here because you are so radically open. You cannot help but to listen. And if something wants to flow, we let it flow without any resistance. And so this is the path. This is the way. And everything that feels out of alignment will eventually fall into place. And everything will eventually fall into place. But if we add a middleman, a middle person in there, who wants to fight and control and say we should do it this way or that way, or again, that makes everything much more difficult. So the path that I'm inviting today is to get rid of the middleman. Just have one being within you. If there's two, then we can have all types of confusion. But we allow there just to be one attending to one. Love attending to whatever is here. To whatever is here. And if the middleman, the middle person, it's very activated, we don't look at it and we don't fight it. We include it, of course, in this space of love. We include it in a way where we are loving it, which helps to dissolve it into light, but not engaging it in a mental discussion that never ends. You listen to its need and you provide the need, which is always some form of love or safety, breath, relaxation, softening.